everybody, it's Deb here with Creative Life. Thanks so much for joining me today and welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for subscribing, and if you can give this video a thumbs up, I would appreciate it. So today we are going to be starting a new project using the July card kit by Jolie. So I got tongue-tied there for a second. So yeah, so this is the July card kit, and in this card kit you get a ton of stuff. So you get these flowers, you get a package of paper that is just stuffed full with paper. You get these cut aparts that are also stuffed with cut apart pages that are just beautiful. You get 2 pink doilies, and you get this cut apart page here along with some ribbon or lace, I should say. So we're going to go ahead and start out, and we're going to be painting these beautiful little chipboard pieces. Now we're only going to use one, I think, so we'll just be painting one. So the other one is going to be over to the side. And we're going to be using this beautiful paint that was in last month's mixed media kit. This is the raspberry Stamperia paint. And so it is just gorgeous, you guys. Absolutely beautiful paint. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so to get started, I went ahead and mixed up this Perfect Pearls, the white that comes in the mixed media kit, with some of the paint that I mixed together. The 2 paints that I'm using is a white and like a turquoise blue, and I just mixed those up, and then I'm painting that on top of the chipboard piece. I didn't prepare the chipboard with any gesso or anything, so it's just the plain chipboard, and I'm just painting right on top of that. So next I took the Allegra paint, I think it's raspberry is what the color is, from last month's mixed media kit, and that is what I'm using to paint these butterflies on the chipboard. Now I again did not prepare the chipboard, so there's no gesso on it. I'm just simply painting right on top of the chipboard with the paint. And then we're going to set this aside to let it dry. Let's start with tag number 1. The next thing I did is I grabbed my Mod Podge and I went ahead and placed my adhesive all over the chipboard tag. Now these tags are in the shop, so if you want to take a look at them, they're very sturdy, and I recommend these tags 100%, guys. These are so awesome. So yeah, so I went ahead and just covered the top of this with this side of the paper. Now this is one of the papers from the card kit, and this is what we're using today for our tags. We are going to be making 3 tags using this card kit. So I just trimmed the excess away from around the chipboard, and I'm going to go ahead and we're going to cut out this little swing. Now this is a little wooden swing that has some flowers around it, and I have to say it was a little bit tedious, but it was so worth cutting this out. Now if you don't like cutting out, or fussy cutting, you can use something else, but it didn't bother me too much, so I went ahead and cut this out. Once I was done cutting the swing out, I went ahead and just backed that up with some of the foam tape that I had in my stash. And I'm going to go ahead and place this all over the back of the swing. Once I got the swing covered, I went ahead and took off the backing from the tape, or from the foam tape, and I'm just going to stick that right kind of in the center of the tag, and then just burnish that down really good. And I'm just cutting off the excess from the tag. Then I got my Versamark and I stamped a sentiment on there, grabbed the gold Perfect Pearls,
on my finger, and you can use a light brush if you want to do it that way. And I just went ahead and rubbed that into the Versamark, into the sentiment. And you'll see here in a minute that you'll be able to see the word. So this is a neat little trick that you can use on your cards if you want to, and it just says get well soon. And I just thought that that was super cute, and so there we go. And then next, I went ahead and grabbed this word chipboard. This is one of the cloud words that's in the shop. I went ahead and put Versamark on it, and now I'm sprinkling it and putting some of the gold uh, perfect pearls on top of that. Once I'm done sprinkling this on here, I'm going to go ahead and grab the Wow embossing powder that is in the mixed media kit, and I'm going to go ahead and just sprinkle this all over the powder on top. Okay, this is going to give it a really nice finish on top of it, and it's going to set that gold on there so you don't have to worry about it rubbing off. Now, if you want to make a thicker coat on top of this, you can definitely do that. So after you sprinkle that on there, just and you heat it, then go ahead and put it back on your Versamark, then sprinkle the Wow on top of it. And again, the Wow is the embossing powder. It's the clear embossing powder. And just go ahead and heat that up, and you'll be left with a really nice finish on there. Okay, so next I went ahead and I did fussy cut out some flowers and a butterfly, and I just placed those on either side of the sentiment, the Get Well sentiment that I had on there. Now that Get Well sentiment is from a stamp set from a previous card kit, and I will try to find the kit, but I'm not sure, it may be sold out. If it's not sold out, I'll link it down below so you can take a look at it, okay? And it's a really nice stamp set. It has a lot of different sentiments inside of there. So I went ahead and just placed that butterfly there on the side and the flower right there, and I just cut off the excess off of there. And I just love how this tag is looking, you guys. I hope you like it too. So here I'm placing the glue on top of the cloud word, and I'm just going to go ahead and stick that right on top of there. Now I did add some ribbon and stuff inside of the little hole that's on the top of the tag, so you can definitely do that once you're done. Now on to tag number 2. To start off with tag number 2, you're going to go ahead and add your glue to your tag. And I'm just using my regular adhesive. I didn't use the Mod Podge this time. I just wanted to share with you, you could use both glues if you, whatever you have. And then you're going to go ahead and take your piece of paper and just go ahead and cover the top of that. And you're going to go ahead and cut away any of the excess paper that you have from the covering of your tag. So the next thing I did is I went ahead and laid down my doily, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut away that part. That's the excess, and just make sure that the doily is on there with the adhesive. And then I cut away some of the end pieces of this chipboard that we just painted. And I really didn't want to cut it, but I wanted to add another piece that I fussy cut, and it's a little girl. It's so pretty. And so I went ahead and added some glue to the back of the chipboard, and we're just going to place this down on the right hand side. Next, I fussy cut out this beautiful little girl, and she is one of the pieces in the cut apart pages that you can cut out, and I just simply placed her right there on top of the chipboard. Now, I did do a double row on her on the back. So she does have two strips of foam tape on the back of her. So she sits a little higher, so that way she would sit on top of the chipboard piece. And so she wouldn't be lopsided. And that is it. So that is so pretty. I just love her. She is so, so cute. And just pushing her down so she's nice and sturdy on there. Okay, so next I grabbed some twine that was in my stash and I went ahead and cut these, I don't know, I want to say maybe 3.5, 4 inches long, if that. Um, I cut them and put them together because we're going to use the hearts that are in the cut apart page as balloons. So I went ahead and placed some foam tape on the back of these hearts so that way they would pop up a little bit. And then I spread my little twine, I glued it down behind her hand so it's kind of tucked behind her. And then I went ahead and spread out the little twine pieces, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and place the balloons on there. So I went ahead and grabbed some glue, glued that down, tucked behind her, and then I'm going to go ahead and you'll see how I put on the balloons. It is super simple, so fun. I really love this idea. And I did glue the tips of each twine piece down. Okay, and they'll kind of overlap each other, the balloons will, and you'll see how this turns out. It's so, so cute. I absolutely love this idea. I hope you all try it. It's super, super cute. So here's the first balloon, and then that is the biggest one, and then the second balloon, and then we've got this little one, and then we've got the other one there. And I kind of moved the other balloon. I wanted it kind of like a little caddy, um, turned a little bit to the left or to the right. And so that way it looked like it was kind of floating, kind of blowing. And so I think I kind of captured it. So, yeah. So I went ahead next and added some of the pretty lace that is in the card kit, and I went ahead and wrapped that around there. And so, so pretty. I love how this one looked. This is so pretty. And then I went ahead and grabbed some of these words that were in one of the other kit. It was in another card kit that we had. And I went ahead and just grabbed those and I'm going to cut those out and put little flags, like make them into little banners. So you'll see here in a bit. I just cut the little edges in like a little banner and went ahead and put some foam tape on the back of those and then stuck them up on top of the tag. Now I know I'm out of focus here, but you'll get to see it in a minute. And then I placed this one right here on the balloon. So next I went ahead and I cut out this butterfly. Okay, and there's tons of butterflies, dragonflies in this collection that you can fussy cut out. And then I went ahead and just put some glue on the back of there and stuck the butterfly right there in between the words. Next is tag number 3. Okay, so for tag number 3, we're going to use our paint. Now this is the paint from last month's mixed media kit, and I'm just going to go ahead and paint all over the top of our tag. Now we are going to be using the stencil and one of the past pastes from mixed media kit, and the stencil is from this month's mixed media kit. So yeah, so this one is going to be a really fun one. Something that you can just do creatively and, just let your creativity go. So here I decided to use another pink doily, and I went ahead and placed this on the lower left-hand side and glued that down, and went ahead and just, um, you know, uh, cut off the excess. The excess piece, I went ahead and glued that to the upper right-hand corner, and then went ahead and just cut that off. This tag, I have to say, this tag is one of my favorites as well, just because it turned out so pretty. Now we're using the Seafoam stencil butter. This again was in one of the past mixed media kits, and this stencil is from this month's mixed media kit. And I will try to see if that Seafoam butter is still available in the mixed media kit. If it is, I'll put the link down below for you. And we're just going to set the stencil right on top of the chipboard tag. And we're going to go ahead and just do a small area of this seafoam butter. I love the seafoam butter. You guys, this stuff goes on smooth like butter, like the title. So it is so smooth. It's crazy, and I love it. So yeah, and so here I'm just kind of going over the stencil. So after you get done with the stencil part, you can add some glue. I'm making this into like a little pocket, and I decided to cut out these little roses. And the neat thing about the cut aparts is that you have a line to cut around, so it shows you exactly where to cut. So you're left with a really nice white border around each piece that you fussy cut out. And we're just going to go ahead and stick this down. You're going to go ahead and cut the excess roses off. And what I did is after I cut this off, I looked at the roses, and we have that pink little doily piece up on top. And so I decided to go ahead and use that. So just basically pasted that excess piece up in the right-hand corner. Next, we're going to go ahead and add the remaining chipboard to this tag. And I decided to go ahead and add this to the bottom. And it sits a little bit on that rose pocket that we just did. I did add, you see the envelope up there, that's a little envelope from the cut apart page. I added that, and then I'm adding some flowers that we have left over. This violin is so pretty, and so I decided to go ahead and use that. And then I did add, I think I added some foam tape behind that little envelope there. Stuck that down, cut out this clock, and I had left the white border on there but decided to take it off, and then stuck that behind the envelope and the violin. And I just thought that this looked so pretty. So I went ahead and took it out and decided to place some foam tape on top of it. Now I know that it looks like there's a lot of layers in here, and there is, but this is something that is so easy that you all can do. Just grab, your scissors, fussy cut out some of your embellishments out of the cut apart pages, and then just go ahead and paint your chipboard like I did. And this is why I make videos, so that way people can learn and you can do the same thing that I'm doing. Even if you don't have the same materials, you can still use your items that you have in your stash to create beautiful tags or, beautiful cards, whatever layouts, things that I'm making, and my mini albums and folios and all of that good stuff. The canvases that we have for the mixed media. So I hope that you guys follow along with some of these tutorials that I've been doing.
All right, y'all, so we're done with our tags, and I hope that you liked them. I had fun decorating these, and each one is so different, but I like all of them. I think my favorite one is this one. I have to say, I don't know which one you like the best. Let me know which one you like. I think they're all beautiful. This one I like because we did the little stencil in the back using the seafoam stencil butter that came in another mixed media kit previously, and I really like how it matched up with the paint that I used, and then it really goes with the flowers, and I just think that that turned out so pretty. So I really like the dimension on this, and yeah, I really do. I really like it. And then on this one, we also did we fussy cut this little girl out with the little heart balloons, the little butterfly, added a doily in the back, painted this up and did the painting on the butterflies here. And then on the little girl, I did use some glossy accents. I love how her little dress shines, so pretty. And then on the balloons, I rounded them off with some stickles and then used these little sentiments that were in a previous kit. And I'll link everything down below that I used so you can check it out, see if it's still available. And yeah, I just love how this turned out. I really love that. This one here, oh, and I added flat back pearls. So around it. Then on this one, we did some techniques. On this one, we went ahead and used the perfect pearl on top of this chipboard piece that says relax, and then I went ahead and we inked it again and placed some of the clear embossing powder on there and then embossed it. And so really like how that turned out. It's really cool, and it's just really shiny, especially with that clear wow embossing powder that's in the kit, in the mixed media kit. Then I went ahead and fussy cut out this little swing. I couldn't help myself. I had to. And I popped it up, and then I cut in between each of the little chains that hold up the swing. And then I went ahead and added some stickles to the back of this, which had the little lace that ran through it, and then put some stickles on the flowers, the butterfly, and just throughout the whole thing. It just to make it sparkle. I just thought that this was so cool. And then the other technique we did was I went ahead and did the stamp, put it in the Versamark, stamped it on top of the paper, and then we got our perfect pearls, and with our finger we just kind of glided that perfect pearl on top of our word, and that's how we got that gold on there. So yeah, that is super cool. So love how that turned out. And then on each of the back of them, I just went ahead and placed some paper on the back. So you can, you can write your sentiment or whatever you want to write, or you can attach these to a card or a bag, if you're giving a gift to somebody. So, yeah, so anyway, I hope you guys liked today's video. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care, and I have all the links down below for you in the description box, and I will be talking to you soon. Bye! Thanks for joining me today, y'all. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial, and head on over to Trace Jolie to check out their shop. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and comment, and join me Friday nights at 4:30 Central Time.